Mom comes to your bedside table and tries to feed you some of her rations. She looks like hell, sallow-eyed and gaunt, but she refuses to stop working. She says she can't keep the rations down anyway. They upset her stomach. Please eat. She refuse. Stoically turn up your nose at your mom's rations, not sure you could stomach them anyway. I don't remember much from the next week, except those all-knowing yellow eyes staring down from the poster on your wall and your parents coming and going, trying to get you to eat. Too weak to protest anymore. You eventually accept the extra rations. It's a relief when your head clears and you can walk again, but your mother still refuses. Both your parents feel responsible for this famine, but as head of geoponics, your mom takes it personally. Skipping meals, relying on water and fresh soy bar rations. Just enough calories to keep a body moving, but not enough to stay healthy. Yet she never lets up working herself to the bone, barely even sleeping, increasingly sallow-eyed and gaunt. Her dad tried to slow her down, but oh, she's a stubborn woman. If not her, she says, then who? You and your dad are both in the lounge, slowly sipping your vegetable broth when there's a commotion at the doors. Someone's running, gasping for breath, yelling for you and your father to come to geoponics. Run over, knowing deep in the pit of your stomach that something terrible has happened. And you see the faces of the agriculturists, comes people. That feeling of guilt. Your dad sees her body first. Lets out a cry, like something you've never heard before. A deep, unimaginable pain, dragged up from the darkest parts of where the fear lives. No! Your dad falls to his knees beside the frail body of your mother, pulls her into his arms and sobs, wretched and agonized. You don't even know what to think. Always seemed larger than her body, but seeing her now, there's nothing there. Fragile shell. They tell you that she didn't even cry out. She just went to her knees and lay down in the dirt. That was it. Gone. What the fuck? Mother's body is taken to the incinerator room. That night, the colony gathers to pay their respects. Yes. Like Tammy's funeral, the incineration room has been cleared and a wreath of flowers placed over the mouth of the organics recycler. Your white astrantia, mother's favorite flower, carried from Earth with the hopes of it flourishing on, like you. Stand with your father and Aunt Anne. Udicott and the rest of the council are here as well, including Rhett. Surprised to see tears rolling down his face. Such a hard ass in the garrison. Al is here with all the other agriculturalists. The rest of the colony waits in the camp to offer their condolences after the service. Udicott gives the eulogy. As a colony, we share our blessings, she begins. However, today in sad company, we gather to share the burden of our grief. Fluorescent was born on Earth, but she was more than many of us exemplified. She more than many of us exemplified the spirit of our endeavor to bring life to beyond the stars. She bore life, not only in her body, but bringing it forth from the ground she so faithfully attended. The debt we owe to her is the kind that can never be repaid, she continues. It is with deep and unbearable grief that we must continue on without her. Awe and respect for her sacrifice, the depth of which has never expected of her. A depth of which was never expected of her, but which she did not expect of anyone else. It is on her strong shoulders that she carries us still. Udicott closes the door to the recycler, and the particle disintegrator begins to reclaim the molecules that once formed your mother. Father squeezes your shoulder, making a small choked-off noise in pain. As a community, we remember Fluorescent. As a community, return her body to the soil that nourishes us. In this way, her sacrifice is recognized in the manifest body of the colony. Ceremony is adjourned to the canteen, where a somber wake is held in your mother's memory. Not enough food to dull the emotions, and your empty stomach only reminds you of her unfinished work. Father's the new head of geoponics. In a few hours, he receives your mother's remains so that he can add them to the colony's precious supply of brown soil from Earth. Touch the cool lid of the container, marveling that your mother could fit into such a small box. You don't have to be okay, your dad says quietly. Voice is thick with emotion. No, I'm not. I have to keep going where she left off, but If you can, it'd take some time. Just in time for this. Can I force her to eat? I'm gonna see where this goes first. The prospect of just going back to work like everything's normal is too much to handle. The sun dips below the horizon and glow begins. End up spending the whole month alternating between sleeping, rolling the HoloNet, and staring into space. Restful, at least. A few days after the funeral, surveyors return with an unexpected bounty from the Valley of Vertigo. It's enough to survive for another month. Until the new year, maybe. Rationing. The colony will continue to limp along, but without your mother. A roar wakes you. It would wake the dead. Something enormous is out there. Wait, let's... see if I could force her to eat. But also I should use up all this stamina while we're here. You love watching your iron cousin play League. It's so funny. Last week you were brushing your teeth when you noticed that some of your teeth were wiggling. You brush and watch all your teeth to fall out of your mouth, clinking into the sink like pebbles and walking down the drain. Horrified, you started screaming, only to snap out of it and realize you'd been staring at yourself in the mirror the whole time, lost in hallucination. You don't feel pain or fear, just a strong urge to lie there and stare at the poster of a pink pad on the wall. Nope. No saving her. From this point, anyway. Like, why couldn't we get rations like a month sooner? Ah, it's okay. I'll do everyone lives run because I messed up on Tammy's earlier. Alright. The roar wakes you. It will wake the dead. It shakes the walls, rumbles through the ship's holes, and makes your heart skip a beat. I don't cry because I know it can save scum and try to save people. The god of time, bro. You're paralyzed by a sudden clench of fear in your gut. Your porthole, you can hear metal screeching and people shouting. Then another roar, guttural and rumbling like the sound of a mountain collapsing. Something enormous is out there. You have to face it. Don't know what gives you courage, but you run out to the fields to face the horrible creature face to oh boy. Don't jump scare me. Oh my god. It has no face. In place of a face, or even a head, its body just unzips, revealing a mess of pink writhing tentacles and blinking eyes pocked with jagged, asymmetrical teeth. Stands on 4 enormously powerful legs, each as wide as tree trunks, clinging to its back and its thick slug-like tail are clumps of lichen that glow faintly in the night. The creature's nearly twice the height of the greenhouse. Standing on top of a flattened one, the wreckage of lattice and plants all around. Flickers of light from plasma rifles and stun guns light it from underneath, and the stench of ozone is thick in the air. The anemone and her brother come darting in and around its legs with their twin stalks of red hair. The faceless creature lurches into another greenhouse, oblivious to the soldiers trying to herd it away. The monster left a trail of destruction from where it smashed right through the walls. Smaller creatures are pouring in through the gap and heading towards... heading straight towards command. Watch helplessly as the hordes of animals storm command, sneaking through torn away panels and smashing through windows. It's too far away to hear the scream, but Governor Udicott's inside. Save the governor? She had everything you need to save her, but you didn't trigger the event. Excuse me? What do you mean I had everything? None. Might be remembering incorrectly, but if you had done the biology thing at geoponics instead of explore. Oh! The thing I scooped up. Okay. Let's see. You work on the farm. It's a proud day for your mom. You're finally following in her footsteps. She meets you at the gate to the gardens. Hey, Sprout, she says, sounding chipper. Come on, we've got a lot to cover before you'll be able to keep up with the rest of us. Finally, some real farming. Mom shows you around the fields and the geoponic domes. You'll most likely be working in the fields with the hardier earth crops like potatoes and corn, as well as the native plants we've managed to cultivate. She shakes her head. With the state of the crops right now, we need a miracle. He's right. The crops are worryingly meager. Thickly yellow soybeans and the potatoes with lush, enormous leaves, but barely any potatoes under them at all. And the rest of the day pulling weeds and watering plants. You're up to your waist by the time you're finished, but it's good, honest work. Proud to be able to do something that helps out the colony. Al gives you a high five and invites you for a cool drink in the cafeteria. The other agriculturists join you. Of all the places in the colony you've worked, geoponics is the most like family. Maybe because they've always been your family thanks to your mom and dad. One broke into the gardens last night and stole some green tomatoes. What a waste. Not only were they probably too bitter to eat, but now you don't have the seeds to replant. Curious. Sucks. Mom calls for an all-hands. She looks grim as she surveys the group. Alright, farmers, listen up. Based on my projections, geoponics should have been producing 70% of the food's colony by the end of our 3rd year. The rest was to be provided by stored rations in hydroponic algae greenhouses aboard the stratospheric. The agriculturists all nod. Everyone knows where this is going. Because we lost so much of our hydroponic equipment in the wormhole incident, as well as 90% of our soil and bacteria cultures, we're nowhere near the production we need to be at. We also had hoped to have domesticated at least one native crop, but as we found from pixie beans last year, we have some more work to do on that front. He looks every one of you in the eyes. You're my people, my family. I'm not going to sugarcoat this for you. The colony is going to fail if we don't get a handle on agricultural production. People will die. Feel a pit in your stomach that's not just from hunger. I can't imagine someone as strong as your mother just wasting away. Your mother pulls up a hollow screen outlining work plans for the season. You feel your own hollow palm pulse as you receive a copy. So much life here on this planet, Mother says, but it seems to fight us at every turn. Send soil chemistry analysis to your palms, courtesy of geranium. The soil needs to be conditioned extensively to support Earth crops. We need to cultivate more of autumnal crops, in partnership with the foragers. We need to salvage what we can of hydroponics and get that up and running by the end of the year. Mother would never stoop to being beaten. See the lines of fatigue around her eyes. It will take a superhuman amount of work to turn this around, but it is still possible, she says. We're the people who will save this colony. Believe in us and the miracles we can perform. Thank you for being here to do the work. Now let's get out there. I think I triggered it. Hazel Juniper, thanks for the raid. Hey Varen. Hey Hellscythe. Oh, thanks, John. Hope you had a good stream, Hazel. Welcome in, readers. I'm Kana. I'm a ship-shifting fox-moving VTuber. Right now, we are trying to save our mom in this game. Either that or research xenobotany. Formaldehyde. We already know. You think it might be research xenobotany instead? Alright. Okay, we're safe's coming again. Okay, this one. Sibling? Oh shit. How was your stream, Hazel? Oh wait. I never did this. Your mom has been always one of the strongest people in the colony, but you can tell the famine is taking its toll on her. Between the long hours, the lack of sleep, the strict rationing, she's beginning to look gaunt. Tell her what you learned. You've been learning about different organizational methods in school, alphabetical. Oh, Varen, thanks for gifting us up to Hazel. What's up? Oh, thanks for the follow, Hazel. Hope you enjoy your stay here. You too, Hellside. No, you, derp. Why did it jump from 5k to 10k? Here's the puzzle game you're playing. Wow, congrats! Is Ghost Trick... Sounds spoopy. Is it horror? I've already done xenobotany at least once, right? Correct. Hazel is wanting... Oh! Oh, okay. Hello. Teenage Exocolonist has always looked cool till I'm interested. Oh yeah, Timochi essentially paid me to play this. From a... from a donate... what is it? Fundraiser stream from last year. So finally fulfilling one of those dono goals. Avert your eyes, Hazel. Oh. Yes, it... whole thing is narrative and very slippery, slidey into a lot of spoilers if you plan on playing it. It's like Ace Attorney writers. Oh! Oh, wait! Alright, I think I have actually a coworker who told me about that game, actually. Sounds familiar. More familiar now. Okay, you've been learning about different organizational methods in school. Alphabetical, chronological, Dewey Decimal. Honestly, it sounds like a lot of work. Why'd you bother to organize anything when you can just ask congruence to find whatever you need? It's just paperwork. Know why we call it paperwork? Your mom laughs. It's true. It's not like you're actually sorting paper. Back on Earth, we used to have to use paper. We used to have to use paper to... Nah, never mind. She slaps you on the back. For you to having your shit. I mean, your head together. Wait, did I? Oh, no, no. This is just me talking to her. Okay. Home. Alright. Let's try research this time. You've been studying the sponge cake you found in the Valley of Vertigo, in that oddly squishy trampolini ground. As you suspected, it's a type of fungus. Analysis bench tells you it contains edible starches. Once dried and processed with a maturing agent, acidic spark snow would work nicely. It would make wonderful flour. The challenge now is to cultivate it. It multiplies quickly. You've seen how it stops anything else from growing near it. Ask permission from your mom. Okay, I think this is where it splits, whether she lives or not. The cult classic? I would presume so. Considering how enthusiastic my coworker was over when, I think Nintendo Direct or something a couple months ago. Ask permission from Mom. No. Absolutely not, she says before you can even open your mouth. Get that out of here before it contaminates the crops. You'll know how the pixie bean experiment turned out. I know you studied the sponge cake, but I'm still not sure about it. Please, Mom? She rubs her face. Fine, she sighs. We can try it. I know you wouldn't bring it up unless you felt really strongly about it. Fellas, thanks for the hydrate. Plant the sponge cake in a special field, quarantine on the other side of the geoponics dome from the rest of the crops, but by the end of the month you can already tell that it's taken root. It will start producing viable food soon. You should get your first harvest during pollen, when the sponge swells up and is at its sweetest. Many of the earth crops grow through dust and need to be harvested before wet. The colony has more food available year-round. It's gonna be an incredible boon. God, I hope I did this in time. Oh shit. In 3 seasons of heavy food rationing, getting more and more strict. Yada yada. Stay in bed. Did I do this in time? Okay. I am time traveling. Let's see. I love this band. Sounds deep. I love this screenshot. Fine, Kanade, there any locked behind people still dying, so maybe save everyone. First one shouldn't be the goal. Okay, okay, fine. Alright, goodbye, Mom. Third time we go. I can't believe there are endings locked by people dying, bro. Now let's just go home. Right, Mom. Wait. Just like before, it's just like your dreams. Okay. And the funeral. face it. That. Go save Uticott. Smaller creatures are making a beeline for command. Slipping into the heart of the colony while the defense squad is distracted, the line of slinking many-legged beasts pass by, much easier targets moving with eerie, almost tactical purpose. Whatever is happening, you have to stop them. Seen in command is chaos. The blast doors that would have protected the bridge from depressurization in space are held open by a mound of corpses, both human and animal. Inside you hear Governor Uticott screaming for someone to help her. Bro, I can barely fight. Bonus to pairs. $15. 18. Okay. Two. Okay. Beat back enough beasts to help Uticott escape the bridge. As you shelter under a meeting room table, you hear two horrible noises from the rest of the ship. Metal screeching, that a terrible abomination roaring, the sounds of the creatures outside tearing their way through the hallways and trashing everything. Suddenly, the ship lurches and drops a few feet, buckling under the weight of something massive. Out the porthole window, you see a fleshy pink tentacle slap against the side of the ship before the faceless abomination outside crashes to the ground, taking the entire outer wall of the ship with it. Uticott sobs quietly into her hands in the sudden silence. It took a long time until Congruence gives you the all clear. Council calls an all-colony meeting to face the aftermath of the attack. In the oppressive gloom of glow, you gather near engineering with the other survivors. It's one of the few buildings still standing. The corpse of the Faceless still sits on the caved-in wreckage of the stratospheric, filling its flaccid pink tentacles from its horrible zipper tooth. It's already beginning to stink. The governor's room. Governor Uticott takes the stage and thanks you personally for rescuing her. Because of your bravery, the colony still has its leader. He also acknowledges the bravery of the defense squad, citing their heroism in finally taking down the Faceless. If only it hadn't gotten away from them and stampeded right into the stratospheric. At least they stopped it before it got into engineering, as it would have activated the reactor and left a crater at the size of an asteroid impact. Geoponics is gone. House is destroyed and the fields trampled. After a year of suffering and starving, only barely scraping by, you're not just back where you started, it's even worse. Everything your mom sacrificed herself for on in one night. The entire front half of the stratospheric has been destroyed. The living quarters, the canteen, the garrison, the lounge, even the creche, it's all gone. Only by some stroke of luck that the people hiding in the creche weren't all killed. Uticott solemnly reads the name of those who were lost their lives. Too many. The walls stand for a moment of silence. Feel the weight of loss like a blow to your chest. Anemone and her family cry out when her brother Calm's name is called, and their quiet sobbing continues through the silence. With the living quarters destroyed, everyone moves into the engineering wing for shelter. Crowded into the classroom with other families. The adults try to make it seem like a sleepover, but you're still also shaken. Anemone cries about her brother and screams at anyone who tries to comfort her. Eventually, you just ignore her grief, as painful as it is to hear her sobbing at night. Feel like you've been awake for days, never fully sleep again. Try but keep jerking awake, crying out in fear. Eventually, you fell asleep sitting up, held in your father's arms. Sleep is fitful but mercifully dreamless. For future, is that something you want to know, whether or not you could save someone? Yes. Mars crosses her arms and sulks. What's the point of having all these kudos? if I can't actually use them to, like, buy stuff we need? Like, hello, it's not like I can mail order supplies with the wormhole. Tangent frowns. Just don't understand. She says, why now? Why do I keep getting worse? Oh my god. Do you even go outside anymore? This is examining a bit of rubble, turning it over in his hands. I wonder if we're ever gonna find, like, alien tech. Wouldn't that be cool? I know it's hard, Cal says, fiddling nervously with the tassel on the shirt, but I just think, what does your mom do right now? Wouldn't complain, that's for sure. Hey Liz. Teenagers, Poggy. Song is a boo. Bop. Then hard to talk to your dad about everything. Mom, and then losing the colony right after. Much to take. Neither of you know what to say. Wait, what the f- Literally nothing you can do? Oh, you gotta rebuild. Engineering is crammed with families with belongings they've salvaged from destroyed living quarters. You could spend time in your crowded temporary lodging in the classrooms or help the adults try to fix things. First month of quiet passes, each day plodding one after the other. Still have trouble sleeping in the classroom barracks, but there's nowhere else to go. Every day you wake with the others and try to make the best of it. Grief and anger come in waves, not just for you, but for everyone. Some days are better than others. Mom, death flag? Mom already died. You're assigned to help rebuild the walls. The first part of the month is spent just dragging away the wreckage, sorting it into salvage or recycling. By the time that's done, crews disassembling parts of the stratospheric have delivered enough salvage that you can begin work patching up the walls. A sense of urgency permeates the crew. After everything, people need to feel safe. This is on the working crew with you. Something he does begrudgingly. Didn't help the first time, he grumbles whenever anyone asks for his opinion. You just tear them all down and live like the animals do. Planted a bunch of buildings on my land, I'd be pissed off too. Just work hard anyway. By the end of the month, you've made noticeable progress. There are other priorities and not a lot of construction material, but when the last year's mushwood harvest is done drying out, you'll be able to do more. Even if this is right that it didn't help the first time, it's better than nothing. Are you kidding me? Let us be stressed, I guess. How am I liking this game? I'm enjoying it. Trying to save everyone, but apparently I missed my cue on that. The sun finally dawns again on your birthday. You wake early and climb to the top of engineering to watch the first sun's watery rays break the horizon as the wormhole recedes across the sky. Dawn should represent hope after a long period of darkness. This light only reveals the full extent of the damage. And having trouble sleeping. Most people. Hard to find rest, cramped into the classroom with all the other kids and their families. Every time you close your eyes, you see. You shake your head to clear the memories. Pull your blanket more tightly around your shoulders. Your blanket. That one's gone. Stare out as the sun rises on the horizon. You're sickly. Let you know avoidable deaths, but in terms of what those deaths unlock, I think it'd be best for you to just play through and then go. Because you need to do specific things in addition. It's all very complicated. Yeah, that makes sense. That's fine. Hey, kiddo. you hear, and then your dad comes and sits down beside you. I was looking for you. Nice view, huh? We got a rooftop patio out of the deal. He laughs at his own little joke, and then sort of just trails off with a sigh afterward. He puts his arm around your shoulders, and you sit in silence for a while, watching the sun rise, pick out all the broken glass littering the fields. A field of stars. Neither of you really know what to say. Clearly your dad feels like he has to give you a pep talk, but there's an impressive nature to the silence that makes it feel impossible for either of you to start. Eventually he just sighs and his shoulders slump. You know, things seem pretty bad right now, he says, squinting into the sunrise. Sounds like he's taking all his effort not to not cry. But it'll get better. It has to, right? You're not so sure. At least your mom wasn't here to see this, he mutters. That's the silver lining, I guess. Watch the sunrise together for a few more minutes. After a bit, your dad musters up a brave smile and pulls out a little box tied with a piece of gardening twine. Happy birthday, my little rutabaga, he says. You know what it is before you open it. A medallion, the one your dad made, with the sun on it to represent Earth. The one your dad made with the sun on it to represent Earth was broken during the attack. And all the chaos you didn't even notice, but your dad did, and made you a new one. Like you remembered. Similar design, with a wormhole this time to represent Rotumna. You can save every bit of first time around. I did, but only because I used a guide. It was very complicated, like Timochi said. Some death flags pop up early. Oh, nice stream title. No false advertising. Yeah, I know that if I look up stuff, I will find more than I am looking for, so this blind playthrough, okay. I saved Dad by accident. I didn't know when he was gonna die, but I knew he essentially had a lung infection. And now it's like coming soon. Yeah, we saved Dad. Wahoo! You should have saved some capital, you know what I... No! Because we live in a communist society, Topaz. We left the capitalist Earth society. You thank your dad and squint out at the swirling wormhole still barely visible in the brightening sky. It's so massive and awe-inspiring this time of year, but it always seems to herald disaster. Happy to watch it fade away into the daylight. My first playthrough, everyone that could die, died. Why, Timochi? You did it on purpose? Lung infection, call fairy. Terp says we saved Daddy. You didn't do it on purpose, Timochi? What? But I hope we're focused on mental job. Timochi, like playing blind, but it's definitely easy to let everyone die. Dad slaps you on the back. What a birthday, huh? Here's hoping they all get better from here. You both head back downstairs to the wreckage of the canteen where they've put temporary roofing with whatever tarps and screws they could find. Nano printers, the few that still run, have been working all day and night to replace the necessities of life, but larger construction projects are going to take some time. Anna's coaxed the kitchen nano printers into making soy gruel and pressed bards. Life-sustaining, but depressing. And other colonists eat your breakfast in stony silence as you mentally prepare for the day. Governor Udicott looks more frail than you've ever seen her, but her eyes remain determined. Last week they held a mass funeral for everyone who died. There's talk of turning the Stratospheric's destroyed front half into a memorial shrine after everything useful has been salvaged. There's still so much to do. I will do a run where everyone lives and follow a guide eventually. Doesn't look sad. Guess we gotta still rebuild. This wretched planet. Mars grumbles, gazing at the wreckage of the Stratospheric. That was my ship! Where's Anemone? And I know her brother died. Is she just grieving? Okay, let's continue. Okay, communist utopia. You know, gonna have to do a run where everyone dies. Yeah, I know. Topaz remembers searching redacted name for P5R and you got a partial spoiler. Oh, rip you. That's really bad. Rip Topaz. For real. Holy, I got a gifted sub to somebody. They have like 40 Twitch emotes. What the heck? Oh wait, it's more like they have 90 emotes. Wow, wicked. This feels very, no, Melons. It's not Poggy. Everybody death run not Poggy. I've never seen one. Liz, you don't farm achievements? This song reminds me of Undertale. I like how morning makes you happier. Okay, let's rebuild. You're assigned to help out in geoponics. The agriculturists have been working hard, having to salvage what they can of the ruined fields and the destroyed greenhouses, but there's still a ton of work to be done. Dad has taken over as chief cultivator. Succeeding your mom was already difficult for him. Now there's this. He's never been the kind of guy to hide from hard work, but he's been pretty distant lately. Mel's working in geoponics too, of course. He smiles when he sees you. Hey, Solana. There's a lot of stuff to do. What do you want to work on? Here are the green. The geodesic domes. Miraculous prefab modular structures your parents brought from Earth. Shambles. Much of the glass and metals beyond repair, destined for the recycler. You and Kel help clear away the debris. When that's done, you help drape tarps over what's still standing so that the drifting spark snow doesn't pile up inside and affect the soil acidity. Anything that can't survive outside a climate-controlled greenhouse needs to be harvested and sent to the kitchen so that it can be preserved. Canning, jarring, dehydration. Ancient techniques you've learned about in school, but didn't think you'd have to put into practice so soon. Everyone's worried that this will be the final nail in the coffin for your food supply from farming from after the famine last year. Try not to think about it too hard. Instead, focusing on just doing what you can to help rebuild. Thanks, Rex. Trophy chase, I don't have that patience. I love the music and I too like it. That's why I watch Kana Trophy Chase. She's brave enough to make the choices I can't make. Gonna get a Kana scent run on this game as well? Yes. Thankfully, it's not ruining my average game completion rate, which is still sitting at 70% right now. Oh shit, let's go. Just noticed a fan thing, that's cool. Thanks! Eating in the mess tents when you hear something rumbling. The bowl and cutlery start rattling. People look around in alarm. Could it be another attack? So soon? You begin to hear shouting from outside. Someone runs into the tent. Something falling from the sky! Out. It's on fire! You join the crowd of people leaving your temporary structures to gather in the colony square. People are squinting up into the milky, quiet sunlight, and gesturing wildly. It's impossible to miss the thing hurtling towards you from space. It's like a great big ball of fire. Oh, a knife. It is. A fan and no. Like a great big ball of fire coming straight for you. Is this it? Is this the end? After all you've been through, a meteor's gonna land in the middle of your already ruined colony and kill you all? Mars grabs your shoulder. It's another ship, she exclaims. Look! Look, it's another spaceship from Earth! Excitement ripples through the crowd. Could it be? Gear up, leaving at the rapidly approaching ship. Flames of its entry into the atmosphere dissipate, but a thick column of greasy black smoke trails behind it. Soon you can hear the whistle of it ripping through the atmosphere at terminal velocity. That is not a controlled descent. It's an enormous ship, coming at you way too fast. The ship's reverse thrusters fire, trying to slow it down so it doesn't smash to a billion pieces when it hits the planet. Everyone scatters to take cover. You crouch behind rocks, throw your arms over your head, and squeeze your eyes shut. Hear the massive spaceship touch down in geoponics, plowing through the fields, grinding over what was left of the greenhouse. Oh my god! You're thrown to the ground from the force of the impact as shrapnel and small rocks zing past your head. Grinds along like some roaring monster, cutting a great scar across the colony, kicking up an enormous cloud of dust. Finally, the ship comes to a creaking, shuddering halt. You and the other colonists carefully crawl out of your hiding places, coughing and rubbing your eyes. The ship is half buried and obscured by dust, but you can tell it's from Earth. Squint to make out the stenciled letters. Heliopause. A hatch opens on its side, and the silhouettes begin to emerge. Silhouettes with guns. Excuse me? Soldiers march out of the dust and quickly surround all the remaining colonists. Soldiers form two parallel lines from the ship to the square, their guns in parade rest, and a lone figure strides down the center toward. Greetings, fugitives of Earth, spreading his hand wide. A dismayed murmur ripples through the crowd. The adults exchange significant looks. Chief Engineer Instant tries to slip out of the crowd, but she's stopped by the loud line of soldiers. The man smiles. He has a broad, easygoing smile that doesn't match the threatening aura of the soldiers, nor the smoking ruin of the ship behind him. I'm Commander Lum, he says proudly. As captain of the Heliopause, I have come to render aid and bring you to justice. What? Amalurk and xxKanade, your vocal cords rest well after the rest is streamed. Thanks, Trex. Wait, I listen with the others, I guess. Ducat steps forward out of the crowd. The commander of Heliopause, she says firmly. Where is the person I was speaking to? Commander Morikawa. Everyone is surprised. Ducat has been in communication with his ship? For how long? I am captain of the Heliopause, Lum repeats stubbornly, and then adds, according to the chain of command. Yeah, sustained significant loss of personnel when we went through the wormhole. Can't help but notice many of the soldiers exchange looks this time. Wonder how many people had to die before Lum became commander. As the commanding officer, Lum continues, I declare this colony to be under our protection. As such, you are all now subject to the laws of Earth. Be quite blunt, young man. It appears you need us as much as we need you, Udicott replies primly. The Vertumnum colony, such as it is, offers our hospitality to our guests from Earth. Lum opens his mouth, but Udicott cuts him off. Now, there's no need of this posturing. Whatever the purpose of your mission here, you'll soon learn that on this side of the wormhole, we are all human. Right now, we need each other more than we need mandates from Earth. Udicott turns to the assembled colonists. Effective immediately, I will be stepping down as governor and turning leadership over to the council to Lum of the Heliopause. Says, smiles genially at him. I hope that will satisfy your craving for justice, at least while we get our feet under us. Judging from the number of guns on display, you don't think you have a choice in this. I'm so confused for what's happening. Going back to capitalism, I think? Oh, maybe Topaz? One knows how to react. A new governor from Earth? Really 100 new colonists? Most of them trained soldiers? What does this mean for the colony? The crowd disperses slowly and the council members follow Lum back into the Heliopause, presumably to talk about the future of the colony. Hope. Track down your friends. So, what do you think about these new people? Well, hopefully they have food on board, right? So I'm glad they're here to save us. Anemone nods, her eyes on the soldiers nearby. You see all those guns? She says quietly. If we'd had a bunch of guns like that, it would have gone different. The entire colony, now twice as many of you, sets to work on salvaging the wreckage of the heliopause, tearing it down and combining it with the Stratospherics' remaining engine section. Spirits are high, though these new colonists from the heliopause aren't like any people you've ever met before. With their uniforms and weapons, they're more like an invading force than a rescue. Aren't sure what this means for the colony, or your future. All divers even in this game? Not democracy. As the dust settles, you rebuild your colony around this new ship, the heliopause. The new arrivals, soldiers mainly, are aloof at first. They see you as fugitives. Okay, you know what? This is no, this is more fascism. But since the US democracy is essentially fascism at this point, I guess what's the difference, right? Together you build new walls, living quarters, greenhouses, and a massive bunkered garrison. The Stratos' engineering room is the only reminder of your old colony. Wait, is this an ending? Why is it playing music like this? The heliopause brought enough rations for another 5 years, as well as a rich seed bank and working hydroponics. Finally, an end to the slow starvation you felt for years. They also have more guns and explosives than you've ever seen in your life. Even the ship has guns. A full stomach, a roof over your heads, and the promise of safety convinces most Strato-colonists to accept the Helios. In turn, the Helios decide that you criminals pose little threat. A grudging peace is brokered between the two groups. You decide they aren't so different, really. There are even Helio children born among the stars like you. It's an ending, but also a beginning. Communist society makes big progress. Capitalist colonizers invades and destabilizes. Well, I mean, we were destabilized by the wilderness. Gee, this is literally every third world country when the US comes. Now this is realistic. After a month of hard work, you and your dad move into your new quarters and you have your own bedroom for the first time in your life. You place a picture of your mother on the shelves beside your bed. Why are they also always carrying their guns around? That's weird. Step out onto your very own balcony to watch the new country. Its grounds bustling with so many strangers and strange new ideas. Feel something rising in your chest that you haven't felt in some time. Hope. Excitement. What will the new day bring? Better go out there and find out. Cautiously step outside. Oh yeah, this is a new beginning. Wait. Wait, are we outside? Ah, piano. Cute girl. Oh my god, new friends. God, this colony's huge. Now Kana can meet my favorite romances. Wow. Man, too bad our mom's not here. I'm still gonna romance this first. Oh, I remember my question now. Did the glow happen while they were here yet or no? It's their Second Amendment right, brother. Glow happened before? Oh, so they have not experienced glow yet? Damn, they made serious progress. It takes a long time to find this today. And when you do, he's hiding in the bed of one of the transports used by expeditions. Don't make me go home, he says, pulling the dust tarp over himself. It's so crowded, I can't hear myself think. Dare you to go in the restricted area. You dare this to explore the creepiest, darkest part of engineering. Deep down where even Chief Engineer Instance never goes. Under the recycling room when they say there are ghosts. Set the mood and then sneak around behind and putting your hollow palm flashlight under your face and shout, "Boo!" He rolls his eyes. Milana, think about it. If there were ghosts on the spaceship, one of them would be my mom. Oh, yeah. You guess that would scare a normal person, but this still isn't scared of anything. God, it's so morbid. One of the reasons Liz can't trophy hunt is because you can't romance anyone but Dis. You got attached. Oh no! I meant it as QN. As a QNM from Annie? This new boy from Heliosphere is a couple years older than you. Oh, I thought he was a... I thought this guy was like a new security director guy. Very handsome, the missing arms. Well, missing arm gives him a heroic, battle-scarred vibe. He stands tall and ready for action even though it's just a normal, boring day. Other recruits milling around the garrison give him a wide, respectful berth. He sees you staring and gives you a curt nod. My name is Vase. Lieutenant Olivacious, he says. Considering you with a glint of challenge in his eye. You are? I'm an explorer. His expression doesn't change. Is that right? He says, with the air of a boy who's hard to impress. Nice to meet you, Solana. I hear it's been a rough couple years for the colony. Lucky thing our heliopause came along just in time, he continues. Don't worry, he has some of the best soldiers. The very best. Keep the colony safe. Are you one of those best soldiers? We train as a team, but... Base says, then clears his throat. Yes, I've won more than my share of 0G judo matches and virtual riflery tournaments. Even competing against adults. The flirt option is wow, you're so cool. Oh, is on his Second Amendment question mark? You know what? I don't even know. Maybe. Oh, if you hover them, you get to see how many hearts. He loses his arm on the ship. Probably when the coup happened on the ship. Being planetside is totally different. You tell Vase that firing a virtual gun is nothing compared to running for your life through the jungle while a wild Unisaur hunts you down. Unisaur? Vase says, leaning forward a little, his eyebrows raised. You actually say something to interest him? That sounds like a fun sport. I'd like to try it sometime. Okay, kid. Vase is standing in the downed heliopause, hands on his hips as he surveys the colony. Damn. All used to live like this? It's a good thing we're here now. I don't like Vase, so I know nothing about him. He seems very rough. For real. Oh wait. Those are the old greenhouse thingy. It's good to see the rest of the colony finally appreciate the work we do here, Tang says. Certainly agriculture and infrastructure were necessary for our initial survival, but the attack last glow has made it clear that subsistence alone will not save us from the aliens. She clenches her fist. To be smarter than them. Go harvest shit. This. Mal's catching a nap sprawled across a pile of bags and fertilizer. Covered him up with a scratchy burlap blanket. About to leave him alone, but he blinks awake and dawns at you. Hey, Solana, he says, rubbing his eyes. Sorry, just catching some shut-eye. All hands on deck, getting geoponics up and running again. You need for something? You're a fun nature fact? You tell him about the time Tang brought a skunk back for show and tell in bio. It got scared and make the worst, most smelliest, grossest stink you ever smelled, and everyone thought Tang farted. Then Professor Hal had to clear out the whole room, and it took weeks to get the smell out of the beanbags, and it was so gross, but also kind of neat. How could such a tiny bug make the whole kids run away? Cal laughs. I remember that, Solana, except the way I heard it. It wasn't Tang, it was you. Emily, are you okay? He doesn't say anything as we approach. Are we romancing this game again? You know me around since the heliopause landed. They're around your age and barely 1.5 meters tall. Only coming up to your shoulder. You've never seen anyone dressed as strangely as they do.
Hi!
Your voice is high-pitched and quick.
I'm Nomi. It's short for nomination.
You do a little twirl and bow. You introduce yourself and ask about their outfit.
Oh, this whole thing? I designed it myself. A Nomi original based on the outfit Lavandula Starlifter wears in the 3rd season of Turbo Girl Hyperjet Transform when she has to work undercover as lead singer of an idol group.
Okay, yes, I figured that this would be Timochi's favorite. They stick their leg out.
Only, I changed the bottom part, and of course I have to wear my gaming gauntlets. I call them gaming gauntlets, but they're really EnviroSuit gloves that I modded so that I could play holo games through them. You like games? My faves are Laser Fable and Digger Dog. Laser Fable is so much more fun now that we can play outside the room to run around. What kind of holo games do Strata kids like to play? Nomi stops to catch her breath, winded after their extended outburst. Politely extricate yourself. Challenge them to a game of Laser Fable. You're on!
She helps you install it on your holopalm and explains the rules. Laser Fable is an AR game where you bounce hologram lasers off real objects nearby. It's speed-based, so you're running around and bumping into each other when there are extended house rules about when it's legal to block each other's lasers. Matcha, hi! Thanks for the raid! Welcome in, raiders! Here, abandon this, embrace Nobi. No, we're already so far with this! Ooh, little goody two-shoes. Wait, is that... Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of Little Misfortune. How was game? Hope it went well. Hope everyone had a good time at Matcha's stream. I'm Kana. I'm a shape-shifting fox wyvern VTuber. We are playing. I was a teenage exocolonist, and our home got destroyed, and now there's like strange people. So now we're meeting a new. Yeah. Also, this game is very spoiler heavy, so if you were planning on playing this game, word of caution. The title always makes me think of Little Misfortune. Oh, okay. Wait, what's Little Goody Two Shoes then? Is it like a similar kind of genre? It was good. We're trying not to be accused of being witch. Ooh. I see. One of those Salem Times games. Oh wait, what did I do? This better? Wait. Card becomes 3? Okay, sure. It's like RPG Maker like game with heavy 90s anime vibes. Oh, okay, very interesting. Nice suit. Becomes 3. Does this count? Oh yes, it does count. Wait, why is that minus? Okay, you know what? Fine. You love Little Goody Two Shoes. There's horror elements to it, by the way. Oh, wait! No, I think I've seen... I think I saw... One of the artists I follow had worked on it. It's like a... There's a pixel art girl. It came out last year, right? Okay, okay, it's that one. Yeah. Okay, I found that the art for that game absolutely very, very gorgeous. But then I saw it was a horror game, so I was like, shit, I can't play it. But I hope you're enjoying it though. Yeah, I cannot do horror.
Right on, sister.
Naomi gives you a high five with a couple quick flicks on their gauntlet, gives you a kudo for winning. They explain that this is how they always play Laser Fable with the kids from Heliosphere.
Except they mostly don't want to play anymore. They say they're too old for it. They just want to be soldiers now. Except Rex. He's still cool.
Naomi's cute. Naomi's running around making pew pew noises at things like they're shooting imaginary lasers, which is fitting because that's exactly what they're doing.
Well, hey, Solana.
Who says that? Zelda?
Do you want to play Laser Fable? It's so fun.
Make something? Creativity. Of course she's a creative. Is this Rex? The colony's full of new people. Everywhere you look, you see a stranger. It's disorienting after growing up in a closed spaceship. You never expected to meet any other humans that weren't made here on Vertumna. You bump straight into one of those new people while you're jogging through the colony. Woof. He laughs and holds you steady, brushing the imaginary dust off you and giving you a wide-fanged smile. Hey, it's one of the kids from the Heliopause. You think his name's Rex. Hey, I'm Solana. Welcome to Vertumna. He's a Dogu boy. The art's beautiful, but yeah, no horror bueno. No bueno. Are you able? Wait. You able to play, Liz? Oh, whoops. You stick your hand out and shake his, and he laughs. You notice he's wiggling his dog ears. He can really move independently. Pleased to meet you, he says. I'm Rex, and I love to shake a paw. I know a ton of tricks. Boy, he do got that dog in him. Literally. Oh my god. Rex puts his hand against his cheek, looking cute and lost. Hey, since I'm new here, do you think you could help me find the construction yard? I thought I might apply for a job there. His hand. What? It's beautiful. Wait, no. I quite like Psycho 4, so it's okay for me. Literally the dog in him. I'll take you there. Welcome over to command. Everything's moved around since the Heliopause landed, but the construction yard is still in command where it always was. At the entrance, you meet Mars, filing her nails and looking like she's waiting for someone. Why, hello, cutie, she says to Rex. Where did you come from? He looks her up and down and grins. I'm just an angel who fell from the... Wait, who's saying what? Oh, he's the second blue text for some reason. I'm just an angel who fell from the sky, darling. Try not to gag as the two of them flirt. You give a loud ahem and point Rex towards the construction yard. He looks back at Mars over his shoulder and winks as he leaves. Okay, this is the real playboy. You get a notice board. Colony food supply sufficient. Colony security rating yellow. Wahoo. Need organizing anymore. Wait. Does that mean I can't work the greenhouse? Oh no, it's over here. Even though it hurts, you find yourself wandering over to geoponics. It feels not good to be here. The place your mother loved and ultimately gave her life to, but not good either. It feels like when you have a bruise and you can't stop yourself from pushing on it because the pain reminds you the injury's real. Like your mom dying is a huge invisible wound, and picking at it forces you to feel something instead of just being Your dad's taking time off of work. Your parents work double and triple shifts during the last growing season. Now that it's over, it just feels so cool. When people work hard, they should just be able to look back on what they did and feel proud. Instead, there's just this. gap where your mom should be. Find your dad sitting in your mom's personal garden. It's miraculously starting to grow again despite being trampled flat during the last attack, and neglected during the famine before that. Still, various retumnant flowers are starting to sprout, as well as hardier earth ones like dandelions. Dandelions! Your dad looks up and musters a smile. Pats the bench beside him. Talk to him. You false start a few lines. It's almost impossible to think of something to say when there's this magnitude of grief between you. He gives you time. When it's obvious that you want to talk but you don't know what to say, he takes your hand into his larger ones. Did I ever tell you about how your mom and I started dating? Shake your head. You know they grew up together in the first colony on Earth, but nothing about their relationship. He smiles and looks at the garden as he remembers. I always thought she was too cool for me. Things were, well, people didn't like us much on Earth, so she was always kind of a bruiser. Always ready to pop off even when she was your age. She and Rhett were the same back then. I always thought they were going to end up together. Then your mom got injured when the first colony was attacked. I was working part-time in the clinic, and I guess that's when she realized I liked her. We had to apply to get on the stratospheric. We'd only been seeing each other a few weeks, so I was surprised when she said that we should apply as a couple. They wanted all kinds of different kinds of family groups. Single people, couples who could have kids, couldn't, triads and quads, but we all had to be young. And there weren't many teenagers willing to commit being, mated pair. It upped our chances of getting picked. He laughs and scrubs his face with his hands. I wanted to get off that planet more than anything. I don't think she'd realize she'd fallen in love with me until we were already in space. Lucky for me, right? Your dad shakes his head fondly. There aren't many people like your mom, kiddo. You nod. Surprised to feel a tear trickle down your cheek. There's so much you don't know about her and what she was like, more than just being your mom. Really hitting you that she was a person before you knew her. Now you'll never know her like that. There's a past you'll never fully know. Just like there's a future that she never will. Your dad puts an arm around your shoulders and you sit like that for a long, long time. There's a really interesting stat array for this. This is a really interesting stat array for this kind of game. Yeah. It reminds me a bit of Persona because all your choices matter, and like from what I'm understanding so far, there is an optimal sequence in which you should be leveling these for certain things you want to do. Voices really, really matter. Persona mentioned, of course, I love Persona. This is uneven. Okay, he wants to talk again, though. Hello, my little tomato. Your dad's voice rings out across the fields, hale and hearty. You don't have it in yourself to be embarrassed, not during pollen, not with the memory of him struggling to breathe so fresh in your mind. You coming to check in on your old man? He teases you. He takes a deep breath, holds it, and lets it out comfortably. I'm doing great. No congestion, no sneezing, and I definitely don't want to take a hike outside. Don't want to take a hike outside the walls. Your dad pulls you into a big hug, ruffling your hair. He smells like sunshine and dirt and sweat. I've never been happier to breathe it all in. He's alive. Ah, this is where he would die. This is when he would die. I think. Oh, cozy until Jeremy arrives. Are you back from buying your video, James? I'm proud of you, he says quietly. You can pull off miracles, kiddo. Wow, how'd he know? Your dad is doing some maintenance on your mom's private garden. I can't believe she put some native plants in here, he says, wiping his face with the back of his wrist. We still argue all the time about wasting geoponics resources on them, but look here. He shows you where some green vines are climbing up the same trellis as a bobber fruit. Even when she was coming around. Man! Now it's just sad. Oh, it is this year when he would die. What's this? The garrison. Combat. Toughness. Let's work in Want me to cry? It's hard to do that when I have to focus on reading for 4 hours straight. Biology, toughness. Biology, organizing. Okay, let's do toughness. Actually, did you have to verbally read out loud though? I know you cried. You've told me like several times. You've been studying the sponge cake you found out in the Valley of Vertigo. In that oddly squishy trampoline ground. As you suspected, it's a type of fungus. The analysis bench tells you... Wait, I've already done this. Yeah, we literally did this. Why? Does that mean I'm not able to further this thing? I undid it on my last save? Oh, wait, yeah, you're right. I did. Let's just get organizing up. Your work often overlaps with Tangent's work on the biochem and genetics lab. So it's not uncommon for her to pop by and ask questions on what you're working on, or for you to ask her for help on interpreting some test results. Uncharacteristically animated whenever she gets to talk about science, like she's a whole different person. She even laughs sometimes. Don't you think it's so interesting how Vertumnan species resist being classified by any known taxonomy? He asks, peering into the root network you've sandwiched between the pieces of clear glass. She stands up. It feels like everything is a little bit fungal. Spores, fruiting bodies, and mycellular networks, even in animals. Some plants walk. She nods excitedly. The division between plant, animal, and fungus is less strict here than it was on Earth. At the cellular level, many animal species have properties of plants and vice versa. He launches into an explanation of how high-energy bonds store energy and require a metal catalyst, like iron in human blood and chlorophyll in green plants. But how the different hues of Vertumnan plants must mean that they use an entirely unknown elemental catalyst, possibly not even metal at all. A little advanced for you, but Tang is very excited about it. She stops and takes a breath, hit by her own monologue. Sounds, Solana. If Vertumnan plants and animals share an elemental catalyst, and we found out what it was, we could learn so much about this planet. I don't think she likes being flirted with, and help her advance her theory. You show Tangent what you're working on, the samples and simulations and the results of scans and experiments. Incredible, Tangent says, going over your notes. We've been attempting to map the genomes of various samples in order to construct a phylogenetic tree, but we're at capacity already. Can I take this? Of course. Tangent smiles. Thank you, Solana. This is more helpful than I can say. Chief Instance forwards you some kudos for sharing your research. Plus 5 kudos if it meets the goal. Shit! No. 31. 29. The depot? Trying to get this up to 30 first. It's at exactly 30. Oh, here we go. Wow. Wait, are there anyone's birthdays that I should be aware of? Cal. Spot Cal heading towards the barns at that far end of the farms. Hey, Solana. He waves. What's going on? Oh, nothing. Just thinking about... Well, he trails off and scuffs his foot in the dirt. I guess it's not like you can get me in trouble now, so... Yeah, I used to have a pet. He was like a little pink caterpillar. I called her Socks. She lived in a trunk up in the storage barn. What do you do? He scrubs the back of his arm over his face. She didn't stay little forever. Eventually she got big. Like, real big. I couldn't figure out what to feed her, so she ran away. Just hope she's doing okay, wherever she is. Are we sure that's not the thing that attacked us? It is Tammy's birthday. Well, shit. Rip Tammy. Tangent's about to duck back into engineering when you approach. She winces and shields her eyes from the sun. She looks at you miserably and you notice that her right eye is glowing faintly. My new hollow eye implant, Tang says. Its ghostly glow snaps in and out of existence as she blinks. I seem to be experiencing some unpleasant side effects from it, similar to that of an ocular migraine, Tang confesses. Instance warned me that this level of visual information can be difficult for the human brain to comprehend at first. To follow her into engineering out of the sun. It's similar to an holopalm, she explains, still holding her forehead and squinting. But with an infinitely large screen because it projects it directly into the oculus. It used to belong to Dr. Instance, but she passed it down to me to help me with my work. I'm sure you'll get used to it soon. That's her jaw nods, determined. I know I will. Only pain. It's more than an implant. Hollow eyes are on the very forefront of human augmentation. They represent our next steps towards ascending as a species. She touches the red scar where her hollow palm used to be. No more clunky screens, no more privacy concerns. Elegant, integrated design. It observes the motion of my hands and uses it to generate an AR interface for my entire field of vision. It's partly powered by my own metabolism, though the magnets embedded in my skull. It's through the magnets embedded in my skull. It's beautiful. Nobody else is here. You hear the gentle hum of experiments running in the corner. This kind of technology is so far beyond what we're capable of producing in the colony. Once they're gone, they're gone. Maybe Earth will send us a shipment of new ones someday, but I expect they've developed something more advanced since we left Earth. I suppose it's more likely that they've forgotten about us completely. Bring! Quiet hum of the lab is shattered by an alarm. Aang jumps at the sudden noise and shuts her eyes tight. I have to get this, she mutters, gesturing in the air to silence the ringing. The simulation I'm running is time-sensitive. The specimens require minute changes in their environments every 2 hours. Temperature, humidity, light levels, premises. If we had better automation, this wouldn't be a problem. Empathy. Enough with your migraine. You are in a medbay after all. You rummage around for a bottle of triptans and a cold towel. Tangent grudgingly allows the migraine medicine and lays down on the med bed with the towel over her eyes. You shake your head. This girl needs to take better care of herself as you apply pressure to her temples. She slowly breathes in and out, and after a few minutes, tension in her face eases. I feel less human now. Thank you, she says with a small smile. She wobbles over to her experiment, where she uses the computer to set the environmental parameters for what seemed to be some sort of fungal growth comparison. When she's finished, Pang slumps down on the floor in a corner, where it's nice and dark. Now, like a mushroom. She folds her arms and lays her head on them. That should buy me 2 more hours. She shifts over, wordlessly inviting you to sit down beside her. Her arm is cool to the touch as it rests against yours. Thank you for your assistance. It was nothing. She doesn't want help. She gives you a slight smile, barely visible in the faint glow of her hollow eye. Then, thanks for nothing, I suppose. Please don't tell Instance that my body's adjusting poorly to the hollow eye. Only temporary. The stupid flesh person is not allowed to draw the limits of my form. Is that my chance? Did I blow it? At least she's nicer to me. She was a punk when she was a kid. Just friendzone Tang. Yup. Leave the front gates and see Dis talking to one of the senior surveyors. He listens intently to their instructions. They're very hands with a satchel of instruments and claps him on the shoulder before walking away. Dis turns to you. Hey Solana, he says. Hikes the satchel on his shoulder and gives you a shy smile. Felt kind of weird to be allowed outside the wall. Secret too? Remember when we used to sneak out? His eyes crinkle at the corners. So easy to avoid Chief Surveyor Tonin, he says wistfully. Is Tonin alive? What am I, 15? World. What's the weirdest thing you've seen? This looks up at the sky with a thoughtful look. Big rock in the western ridges that's almost totally flat on top. When I get near it, it makes me feel happy. He smiles. So strange. It's really hard to leave. First time I went there, I laid on top of it for so long that I almost missed the transport back. I know it's my job, but I haven't told anyone about it yet. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like it wants to be kept secret. Love to see it sometime. Oh, I'm 32. Sorry, Tag, we chose your brother. Yeah. I don't want to accidentally friend zone him. Sounds kind of romantic. Damn. He didn't like that. You'll have to let him keep some of his secrets for now. I fucked up. Okay. Perfect son. You're making fun. What the fuck, bro? He didn't hate it, but he frowned. Just shy. What do you like exploring? Want to like get outside? I get to be outside the walls and supervise, and I get to see no one else has seen. I get to be alone. Love that there's out there, and I hate. Not so bad when it's just us, right? He quirks a small smile. Yeah, it's not so bad if it's just you. I'm in. Wait, but I didn't get the pink thingy from. No! I just want to see the other option. Neat, I won't tell anyone. What the fuck? You didn't hate it? Wait, why did that pink thing disappear? There was a pink bar. Relationship with Tang was super high. Sounds kind of romantic. Wait, I'd love to see it sometime. A weird expression passes over his face before he schools it back with a trademark blank look. Maybe. I don't know. I don't think it wants it. Okay, fine. We'll do the flirting option. Wasn't there a pink bar, or was I imagining things? Did I mess up? What hurts? Calculating. I'm imagining it? Oh, okay, fine. Hello, colony. Oh my god, it's like hello world. Are you okay, Anemone? I don't know if I'm gonna do anything for Vertumnalia this year, Anemone says, crossing her muscular arms. Mom wouldn't want me to just stop just cause of him, but it doesn't feel right. Just making sure that I'm not missing any dialogue. Your saves comes in when you tried to save your mom. There wasn't any opportunity to. It was too late. I had to do several things beforehand. It's true! Oh wait, where's the depot? It's a domino. Or run over mom, clearly. Oh boy, cake. Wahoo! Can I buy it? Okay. Oh, I can only buy cake. Now what? Oh, he's not in the valley. He's in the plains? Okay, wait. Let's try nearby first. I just want to collect all the stuff. Oh, hey. Each surveyor utopia stops you in Disney or the depot. Feel that? She asks. You can feel a kind of an ominous distant thumping, pulsing regularly through the ground. If you stand still, you can feel it vibrate up your own body too, like a massive global pulse. She says, taking a readout on her holopop. I reckon it's naturally occurring, she concludes, but it's giving me the willies all the same. You two better check it out. Mind you stick together and take readings on the way, in case it's dangerous. You and Dis look at each other, excited. You follow the thumping, now an audible noise. Growing louder, until you're roughly triangulated its location. You know you're getting close, but it sounds like it's coming from all around you and your instruments aren't precise enough to help. You think it is. Aliens, he says seriously. He spreads its hands. Follow the sound. At least he can't ask if your mom and I were drowning. Who would you say? Too bad we can't romance utopia. find a machine? Ancient broken down machine, like a small pyramid-shaped building made from some kind of dark stone or bone that almost like it grew that way. Does this look like the thing that we found in the hole? Contemplating working out today because your right lat feels strained. You should do some sort of stretching if you feel strained. Or can you? Anyways, exercising is good, but you don't push too hard, otherwise you could suffer from an injury. Yeah, what Liz said. But the machine's not broken. It's just so very old and overgrown. It looks more like a pile of rubble and roots than a building or engine, whatever it is. Still, a thumping noise comes from inside it. The vibrations are strong here, making your guts feel weird. You didn't notice at first, but there's a curious path on the ground moving away from the machine. A line half a meter wide where the dirt is a little more worn and bare. It heads off in a straight line to the west, or coming from the west. Could animals have made this path? Or the thumper itself? Good thing I have engineering. Analyze the thumper. It's definitely not natural. In some parts of the thumper you can see what might have been writing once, carved deep into the not quite rock. It must be thousands of years old. Whatever part of it still works is deep down in its core. It has a funny smell too. Sweet, like something fermented. Puffs of air come from the vents near the top, in time to the thumping. You also note that the animals here are a lot more aggressive than usual. Even the insects buzz annoyingly overhead. Your scanners register high levels of attack pheromones. Whatever's going on, the fauna don't like it either. What if that's the thing that's causing the glow stuff? Eventually you head back to share your findings with Utopia. Totally an alien civilization, Dis insists. Utopia scratches her head. I suppose. Maybe. You said it looks ancient, right? Perhaps there could have been another ship here long ago. We have found other signs, but nothing active like this. What about that guy we saw? That guy Dis was drawing in her book. It seems to be pointing west, or receiving something. She snaps her fingers. Something right ugly ridge. There's some right ugly ridge lines out there that have kept us from trekking that direction, but not gliders. And motivation. That's half the battle. She makes a note in her hollow palm. I'll open up the western resting ridges for surveyors. Oh my god, why? Okay. He says, and then grins. Whew, say that 3 times fast. Wow, how'd they know? This is right, it's definitely aliens. He nods solemnly. To be honest, I'm in more physical pain now than I do when I didn't exercise. Yeah, you probably did something wrong, question mark? Pretty sure I have a relatively permanent... I checked. Yeah, that's bad. What if it's like dislocated? Oh, the format of this place has changed. Spent so many days and weeks exploring. Some days you feel like you've seen it all, although you haven't gone very far from the colony. You have your favorite places and you're going to head to one of them right now. I like it because it's thrilling to get here. God. Oh. Dirty up. You arrive at an orchard of bobber fruit. A sweet citrusy smell wafts from the red fruit as it bounces enticingly up and down at the end of the long branches. You check carefully for animals. You've seen a terrestrial bush bug here before, but it looks like the coast is clear. You can pick and eat at your leisure. That thing's gonna pee, and then we're gonna watch it and admire it This is a clearing now. Get out, okay. Milk the cow. Oh wait, we're so close to front. The whole landscape has changed so much. What the heck? It's actually a lot smaller. Okay, wait. Let's go get this thing. Watch it silently. Hey. Well, that's now an end. Back and run. Those two are fun. Clearing. Continue on your way. Hike up it was perception. This one. Yep. Brave? Yay. Mile and dirt. Cool. I think that's it. Go home. Oh, whoops. Go home, Dio. Wait, everything is still pink and I'm pink. Early dust. Whose birthday? Anemone. Anemone. Local. Here you go. I got something for you. An egg. Calcifer. Yeah, Cal's late does. Dad. Just the person I was hoping to see. Your dad jogs over with a sunny smile. Hey, wanna get your hands dirty? Well, we're dirty. Survey teams are bringing in a ton of animals working on domesticating. We could use your help. You know your way around with a shovel, so I figured you wouldn't give mine up by some time and giving your own man an old hand, he says, pointing towards the animal paddocks. Al's helping out too, so you'll have a friend to work with. You happen to be out with the survey teams, keep an eye out for some animals to bring home. Sure thing. Dad smiles. Great. See you there. Oh, it's my dad's birthday? I can't bring him anything. You spot your dad munching on a soy ration. Now, these soy bars from the new ship are pretty good. No, it's basically the same stuff as we've got, but it tastes different. He examines the bar with a critical eye. Probably some kind of unique chemical fingerprint from the kitchen piano printer. It's Nomi's birthday next month. Oh. I think I should rest. Oh wait, I should also rest IRL. Sort of half-heartedly scouting my walking walls when you come across what looks like a little memorial shrine tucked into an alcove. In it are drawings and mementos for the people who passed away, including Tammy. Struck once again by the senselessness of her death, letting the grief wash over you just as strong as the day she died. Hard to believe that you've come this far. Ace. Lose a friend in such a sudden and pointless way. Leave the shrine as it is. The Returnalia festival is a welcome day of normalcy in otherwise chaotic year. Despite some lingering rivalry between the two factions, Returnalia is a chance for the Helios and the Stratos to come together and appreciate the bounty of the planet. At least that's what the adults say. As Governor Lum takes the stage to address the colony, you can't help but notice the crowd has segregated itself according to their ship of origin. Vex shoots you a wave over from the over on the Stratos side, and Nomi licks a silly face. The face is surrounded by other young soldiers, all looking sharp in their heliopause uniforms. With Tangent standing beside you, you wonder if the two ships will ever feel like one colony. A fanfare plays over the square announcement system. Lum's Honor Guard will do a complex drill with their drone rifles. Greetings, people of Rotumna, Lum says, his voice ringing out over the square. Maybe far from our beautiful Earth, but we can still celebrate and be thankful for what we have here. We've worked hard to save this beleaguered little colony from the brink of destruction, and should be proud of our work. The Helios cheer. Your side of the square is quiet. I know some of you have been asking, how are you going to do this all by yourself? How are you going to run the colony, solve everyone's problems, turn this planet into a paradise, and look this good? Lum strikes a pose to a smattering of polite applause. This is so AmeriCorps. So Brooklyn. What? Well, I have the answer for you, he continues. The old council made a lot of bad choices, like legally leaving Earth. Excuse me? But I believe in second chances, so I've appointed the council's department heads to my own council, Lum's Council 2.0. Do not disappoint me, he laughs and makes finger guns at the department heads at the foot of his podium. On your toes, Stratos. I also want to promise everyone here today that we're going to make Rotumna safe for humans. Because next time those bastard Xenos attacks, we're going to blow them to so many little pieces there won't be enough to left to wipe off our boots. We've already got the defenses, he says, gesturing broadly to the new, taller, thicker walls. We're building homes for anyone. Homes where people can raise children again, knowing that our military men and women are keeping us safe. Big cheers from both sides this time. Some of the colonists around you even have tears in their eyes, especially those who lost family in the last attack. Lum goes on for a while, lionizing the Heliopause's military strength and casting subtle digs at your failed colony experiment. Finally, the crowd disperses to set up the square with afternoon activities, some traditional and some new. At the tables, Auntie Anne and the kids are setting out the spread for dinner. There's an unimaginable amount of food thanks to the Heliopause's huge ration surplus, and the piles upon piles of Xeno meat from the hunting parties for those who can stomach it. Anne is all smiles, really making an effort to move on as Lum mandated despite still mourning her lost son Calm. But not even the festive atmosphere can force a smile into Anemone's face. I miss my mom. Cal hauls a massive tureen of stew onto the table. Yeah, should have been here to see this. I think she'd be really proud of how hard we worked in geoponics. Time sounded to announce that the square is set up for annual competitions. What do you choose this year? Trivia. I was too busy to organize the Southern Fair, so you do a Helio tradition instead. Trivia night hosted by Congruence. Oh yeah, this is America Core, alright. You, Tangent, and Omi all sign up. I miss the science fair, Tangent grumbles. I've been memorizing facts to prepare. Oh, jeez. Still 18. Alright. What did I do? This isn't worth it. I wanna go explore. Omi answers every single pop culture question correctly, but it's not enough to Tangent Trivia Champion. Tang acts as if she expected to win all along. After the festivities, the mood in the colony is a lot lighter. It's smelling easier. You can see mixed groups socializing together. It's like the first time people have violence. I forgot that this thing the event itself allows you to restore. In that case, I'm gonna do this. Toughness. Organizing. Fun fact, mushroom cells are way more similar to animal cells than plants, especially here on Rotumna, where everything is at least a little bit fungal. I didn't mean to do that, no! Okay, there's that. I have to... Yeah, go stretch it out. Miss my mom. Bake Off. Seasoning. Bake Off organizing. I just barely meet that. Baking. Bake Off is a new challenge this year in celebration of the new great surplus of food. Today's theme is chili. Spicy beans do, not pixie beans do, though. Cal adapts a gourmet earth dish with alien ingredients. Damn, that's cool. Oh. Yeah, if you're physically dead, you should just make sure it's stretch and loose. Or go to a sauna or something to let the heat or, you know, soften it. Make a chili that's so perfectly balanced. One of the judges cries, and it's not just from the spice level. The cooking competition. After the festivities, the mood in the colony is a lot lighter. You see people smiling easier, and often see mixed groups of them socializing together. Woo! Right, early dust. Head dust. Who to talk to? Should be only every month. Emily, you okay? No. Right, stretching. Do dynamic stretches if possible. Don't like do static stretches. Dynamic stretches I think are more helpful. Alright, but I'm gonna stop it here. How old are